What are you drinking?
Shake Shack?
Oh.
You want one? I'll go grab a PA.
Oh, no. Thank you, though.
Yeah.
I see you got the extra whipped cream in there, huh?
Yeah.
Yummers. I see you got the extra yummers in there, huh?
Yeah.
Yummers. 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 Possible, huh? Yummers. Yummers. You think I haven't seen you? Yummers. Some cupcakes in the break room? 9 servings of mirrors. Yummers.
Hey, man.
Yummers.
You know, I need 30,000
Yummers. Maybe when you actually ran, you did. Yummers. Kidding? Yummers. Okay, let's look. Yummers. 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 Yummers.
What did you say?
Yummers. Yummers. Yum.
I see you got the extra
Yummers.
in there, huh?
Yeah.
Yummers. Yummers.
Just wanted to cram in as much
Yummers.
as possible, huh?
Yummers. Yummers.
You think I haven't seen you?
Yummers.
Cupcakes in the break room?
9 servings of Meryl's truffles. Yummers. Yummers.
You know, I need 30,000 to
Yummers.
Maybe when you actually ran, you did.
Yummers.
Getting your
Yummers.
You gave us a look.
Yummers.
Why would I?
Yummers. Yummers.
What did you say?
Yummers. Yummers. Yum.
I see you got the extra
Yummers.
in there, huh?
Yeah.
Yummers. Yummers.
Just wanted to cram in as much
Yummers.
as possible, huh?
Yummers. Yummers.
You think I haven't seen you?
Yummers.
Cupcakes in the break room?
9 servings of Meryl's truffles. Yummers. Yummers.
You know, I need 30,000 to
Yummers.
Maybe when you actually ran, you did.
Yummers.
Getting your
Yummers.
You gave us a look.
Yummers.
Why would I fucking?
Yummers. Yummers.
What did you say?
Yummers. Yummers. Yum.
I see you got the extra
Yummers.
in there, huh?
Yeah.
Yummers. Yummers.
Just wanted to cram in as much
Yummers.
as possible, huh?
Yummers. Yummers.
You think I haven't seen you?
Yummers.
Cupcakes in the break room?
9 Yummers.
You know, I need 30,000 to
Yummers.
Maybe when you actually ran, you did.
Yummers.
Getting your
Yummers.
You gave us a look.
Yummers.
Why would I fucking?
Yummers. Yummers.
What did you say?
Yummers.
What are you drinking?
Shake Shack?
Yummers.
Oh.
You want one? I'll go grab a PA.
Oh, no. No. Thank you, though.
Yummers.
Yeah.
I see you got the extra whipped cream in there, huh?
Yummers.
Guess you wanted to cram in as much fat fuck as possible, huh?
Yummers. Yummers.
Did I do something wrong?
You think I have
Yummers.
2 dozen cupcakes in the break room? 9 servings of Meryl's truffle risotto night?
Hey, man. You know, I need 30,000 calories a day.
Maybe when you actually ran, you did.
Yummers.
Drake is getting dissed by movies now? What's going on, YouTube? It's Wally Noxo, and we're back.
Lay down with me. with Uncle Samson. Uncle Samson. Is having any fun? Domain? Uncle Samson.
I see you got the extra yummers in there, huh?
Yeah.
Yummers. Yummers. Just wanted to cram in as much yummers as possible, huh? Yummers. Yummers. You think I haven't seen you? Yummers. And cupcakes in the break room. 9 servings of Meryl's truffle risotto. Yummers.
Hey, man.
Yummers.
You know, I need 30,000
Yummers. Maybe when you actually ran, you did. Yummers. Getting your yummers. Thinking us look yummers. Doesn't matter why. What a fucking yummers. Yummers. What did you say? Yummers. Yummers. Yum. I see you got the extra yummers in there, huh?
Yeah.
Yummers. Yummers. Just wanted to cram in as much yummers as possible, huh? Yummers. Yummers. You think I haven't seen you? Yummers. And cupcakes in the break room. 9 servings of Meryl's truffle risotto. Yummers.
Hey, man.
Yummers.
You know, I need 30,000
Yummers. Maybe when you actually ran, you did. Yummers. Getting your yummers. Thinking us look yummers. Doesn't matter why. What a fucking yummers. Yummers. What did you say? Yummers. Yummers. Yum. I see you got the extra yummers in there, huh?
Yeah.
Yummers. Yummers. Just wanted to cram in as much yummers as possible, huh? Yummers. Yummers. You think I haven't seen you? Yummers. And cupcakes in the break room. 9 servings of Meryl's truffle risotto. Yummers.
Hey, man.
Yummers.
You know, I need 30,000
Yummers. Maybe when you actually ran, you did. Yummers. Getting your yummers. Thinking us look yummers. Doesn't matter why. What a fucking yummers. Yummers. What did you say? Yummers. Yummers. Yum. I see you got the extra yummers in there, huh?
Yeah.
Yummer.
The kids in Despicable Me have not aged at all. Let's first look at the kids.
I see you got the extra yummers in there, huh?
Back the reaction.
The kids in Despicable Me have not aged at all. Let's first look at the kids in Despicable Me 1. In this movie, Margot is 12, Edith is 9, and Agnes is 6 years old. Now let's look at the most recent movie, Despicable Me 4. The kids look the exact same age. How can this be? Well, let's look at the timeline. Despicable Me 1 takes place in 2009. Despicable Me 2 takes place in 2010. Despicable Me 3 takes place in 2011. And as of now, we don't know the exact year Despicable Me 4 takes place in, but we can do some investigating. We know that there is a baby in the new trailer that is 6 months old. And according to Google, Lucy was supposedly pregnant in Despicable Me 3, but she definitely wasn't showing. This means she probably went through like 6 to 7 months of pregnancy. I'm pretty sure. I'm not a pregnancy expert. And since we know at
Go on. Lay down the beat. Uncle Simpson.
the baby is 6 months old, we can infer it's probably been a year, meaning this movie takes place in 2012. So now that we know all of that, this means from the first movie to the fourth movie, it has been 3 entire years. This meaning Margot should technically be 15, Edith should be 12, and Agnes should be 9. But this is not the case whatsoever. They look exactly the same. They haven't aged a day, an hour, a minute. Let's get some real life examples of these age progressions to compare. So this is a real person, aging from 12 to 15. Then 9 to 12, and finally 6 to 9. Pretty big differences. Now let's look back at the progression of these kids. It looks nothing like this video at all, obviously. Now some people simply explain this by saying in this universe there is no defined sense of continuity, and it just simply doesn't matter. That's it. Finish the video. I'm joking. This obviously makes no sense, because there's literally a baby that's 6 months old, meaning time has definitely passed. Also, I'd be a bad overthinker if I just stopped here and took defeat. So I narrowed it down to 2 possible suspects that could be the cause of this aging problem. The first subject is Gru. Let's analyze Gru before we had these girls. Gru was a super evil villain who literally stole the moon. The literal moon. He seemed depressed and miserable, and we barely even see this man smile. Not to mention, it seems his villainous acts only provide him with temporary happiness. I say this because of the fact he resorted to stealing the moon, the ultimate villainous act. Going for a big job like that means the little things were not bringing him the same satisfaction they once were, and he had to just go really big. Not to mention, he was extremely lonely. And I know he had his minions, but at first he was very cold-hearted and didn't care or love them as much and simply just used them as minions. And yeah, he has a dog, but this dog was not lovable at all at first. It was a loner and just a scary little thing. Then he also had Dr. Nefario, but they weren't very close or best friends, at least from my knowledge. This guy was just practically his worker. He sat in the dungeon, just created weapons and tools. I mean, that's practically it. Not to mention we get literal proof when we see how he treats Dr. Nefario. When Dr. Nefario created the fart gun, Gru treated him like a complete idiot. It wasn't considerate whatsoever. You can't blame Gru though, because he had no real support system or real genuine love. He had no idea how to be a good person. Now the minions were kind of a good support system, but like I said, because of his cold heart, he never recognized it or even gave time to explore that. And let's not forget his mother. Oh boy, this woman did not love him one bit. She completely ignored him. Look mom, I made a rocket. Look mom. She made him feel extremely unimportant and unseen. So now let's fast forward to when Gru adopts the kids. Of course, at first, he only adopted them to steal Victor's shrink ray for his moon mission. So at first, there was no love whatsoever. They were simply just pawns to him. But through this journey, he started to warm up to them, and they brought out a side of him that he never even knew he had. Gru going to Funland with the girls changed everything. He started off absolutely hating it, but at the end, he genuinely enjoyed it and had an amazing time. We see this when he gets back, and we see a huge, genuine smile on his face, which we have never seen in this film so far. We also get more proof here that Dr. Nefario was not such a great support system, which isn't completely his fault, to be honest. They were simply just villain partners. But upon seeing Gru genuinely happy, he shuts it down real quick and tells him to get practically saying he's stop hanging out with the kids, or pretty much implying he has to get rid of them. Nefario is a villain, and of course cares more about their villain plans and Gru's happiness, which makes sense. The next part that changes Gru is when we see that he has no money and can't afford to pay for the rocket to get to the moon, to which the kids come and give him all their money. This also motivates the minion to start funding in and giving him money too. This is where we see a little sparkle in Gru's eyes, and he starts to feel genuine love, which is something he has never once experienced. Then during the montage of Gru building the rocket, we see him slowly start falling more in love with these kids. We finally see Gru's cold heart fade away as he reads the girls a bedtime story. After reading the end of the book, which reads, "Your mommy loves you with all her heart," and he looks like he's about to cry. Not only did this part make him feel like a bad dad, it also made him remember his trauma. His mom treated him so bad, and he realized in this moment that he wanted to do better, and he wasn't. But as he gets closer to crying, it scares him, and he slams the book shut and starts to rush out of the room. Agnes asks him if he's going to give them some goodnight kisses, and while he does say no, he genuinely looks sad about this and feels guilty. These girls are really starting to change this man to the point he literally starts doubting his plans and tries to reschedule it to go to his daughter's dance recital. You have to realize, in the beginning of this movie, this was the most important thing to him ever, and he was so excited. And now he wants to push back stealing the moon for these girls. Of course, Dr. Nefario once again convinces him of what is more important: stealing the moon. This part also kind of seems like he is falling out of love with being a villain and falling in love with being a dad instead. Dr. Nefario, by the way, being the worst support system ever, calls up the adoption lady and told her Gru wanted to get rid of the girls. So he answers the door and he's completely shocked by this, and she tells him to get rid of the girls. You can see how upset he is. And it's honestly pretty sad Dr. Nefario would do this, but it's hard to blame him, that he's a villain, Then we get a montage of Gru being depressed. And this is just more proof of how lonely he was before the girls. But anyways, he continues with his plan to steal the moon, and we get more proof of what I said earlier about temporary pleasures, as he finally gets the moon in his hands and realizes instantly of how unimportant it is. Keep in mind, this should have been the most important moment of his life. And then in 5 seconds, his mind wanders straight to, "I can make it to the recital." And he does finally make it, but they're not there. He was late. And he finds out Vector captured his kids and set up a trade. The kids for the moon. And we watch as this heartless creature gives up the moon in seconds, which is insane. His life's work, the heist that would make him a top villain, just traded away for these girls. Of course, Vector, being Vector, pulled a fast one on him and tries stealing both the girls and the moon. Then we watch as he risks his life and stops at nothing to save them. And we even see Dr. Nefario coming to save him and help save the girls. This part is crazy, because it really shows the impact these girls had. They changed 2 cold-blooded villains into caring people. And a little off topic, but earlier, the girls literally brought out a side of the mom we have never seen before. She looks caring and present. It's just insane. Anyways, in the end, Gru does end up saving the girls. Then he takes them home and reads them a bedtime story he made. And in the end, he says something very important. And now he knows he can never part from those 3 little kittens who changed his heart. Now you're probably wondering why I just recapped the entire movie practically. And the reason is to really express how much of an impact these girls really had on Gru. And it's simply the best defense to explain why Gru would de-age these girls. Gru in this movie is 50 years old. And after 50 years of a miserable, unhappy life, with an empty void never filled, it finally got filled and he felt happy for once. This has to scare Gru pretty bad. That book story is really important because he admits that he could never part from them because he is aware they changed his heart. At this age, these kids adore Gru and love him with all their heart, and risking losing that could change everything for Gru. Even more proof is in the second movie, where Margot starts to explore dating, and this drives Gru crazy. At first it seems like a simple dad thing, trying to protect his daughter, but I think it's deeper than that. He is scared that if Margot dates, she will spend more time with the boy and forget about him. This also could have inspired the idea of de-aging, because he saw that the other girls thought dating was disgusting. So he realized that if Edith and Agnes hit Margot's age, they'd probably want to date too and leave him behind. Gru is obviously terrified of going back to his past self and being miserable, and he has to fear relapsing back to his villainous ways. These kids keep him on the right path and make Gru a genuinely very good person and keep him happy. I mean, would old Gru dress as Tinkerbell to make a little girl happy? I do not think so. Now, Gru seems very suspicious, but we can't rule out anything yet because the next suspect is Illumination. There's no doubting that these kids are extremely iconic, not to mention Agnes. The "It's So Fluffy" meme was huge, like huge. This meme ruled the internet for years. Everyone thought Agnes was extremely cute, not to mention people simply just loved the girls altogether. I think personally, the future movies could have benefited from exploring these girls at an older age. It could have been very interesting and added more depth to the other films. But honestly, most companies like to stick with what works. These kids helped make such a successful film that literally became a huge franchise. Despicable Me 1, Despicable Me 2, Despicable Me 3, Despicable Me 4, Minions, and Minions Rise of Gru. Not to mention countless shorts. Changing these characters could mean potentially messing up the successful formula, and they probably felt it was dangerous to do so, or it simply just SpongeBob has really been the same age since the beginning. So now let's figure out which suspects we should. While it seems like the obvious choice is to blame Illumination, Illumination actually saved themselves by exposing Gru in the second movie. So Gru is putting his girls to sleep, and he questions Margot on who she is texting, and starts freaking out saying it better not be a boy. Then Agnes chips in, complimenting his bald head, relating it to an egg, and how she imagines a little chick popping out of it. Beep, beep, beep. Then Gru says, "Good night, Agnes, never get older." Did you hear that? Never get older. Gru just confirmed he doesn't want Agnes to get older. Gru is guilty. Or, I don't know. Maybe I'm just really overthinking.
This is the most requested episode of Game Theory ever. Over the last 2 months, we've received hundreds upon hundreds of requests to play this game. Our subreddit is practically bursting at the seams. Our comment section is overflowing. People are hungry for this game. So today, I will answer the call. Today, I will cover the game that you have all been dying to see. Today, I will be theorizing about Dress to Impress. No, wait, it's scarier than it sounds. Trust me. Hello, Internet. Welcome to Game Theory, the show that never goes out of style. Although I became very unsure of my own personal style when I tried my hand at the Roblox game that everyone had been requesting I play, Dress to Impress. It seemed simple enough. You just pick outfits, hairstyles, get your nails done, all to try and match the chosen theme. Only for you to lose regardless because people vote on what's cute rather than what's on theme. How on earth is this kawaii? So I have to say I was a little confused why this was so requested. I thought maybe Amy and I could do an episode about the psychology behind why the theme didn't really seem to matter. But then your comments pointed something out. Change everything. It turns out it's not just these outfits that are sus. What started as a simple April Fool's update has now become 4 months of nearly daily updates across multiple games, all to tell a story of tragedy, betrayal, and revenge. And so I've been following along, writing down my thoughts with each new update, theory crafting in real time to try and solve it. So, sorry Amy, no collab today because I gotta take a peek behind the fashion show curtain myself and find out what hidden lore is hiding inside of Dress to Impress. That's what you get for caking me. So, what is this random book that totally changed my perspective of the game? On the surface, it's just a simple diary entry from an NPC nail technician that the community has dubbed Nail Lady. Although, she doesn't seem particularly fond of that name. Fine. fine. I guess we can still collab. You can do the voice. Well, it's not really. Feminine voice anyway.
Thank you, Tom. They just call me Nail Lady when I am so much more than that. My name is Lana, but no one calls me that. I'm gonna run away one day.
Sounds pretty understandable. right? She just wants people to call her by her name, but that's not what got everyone's attention. What stood out was on the next page, where she writes that she wants to set fire to the studio and reveals a list of targets. She even has "dealt with" written next to some of the names. I mean, I'm sure we all have that one colleague we don't like, but offing them might be a bit overdramatic, maybe. Though it turns out these aren't her colleagues. If you take a closer look at the names, some of them are the names of the game's developers. Okay, cool. We've got a murdery protagonist who is unhappy with the life the devs gave her, and so she is offing them one by one. Pretty straightforward, right? Well, it was until updates started rolling in. Lana's diary was no longer on full display, but instead was hidden at the top of a cabinet. However, it was still readable, and it said something new.
That isn't me. They replaced me with some doppelganger. That's not me. I'm Lana. She's not. But she's pretending to be me. I don't know where I am. Gigi is holding me somewhere so I can't escape. Please help me. I am so scared. And I hope that that thing sitting in my salon chair doesn't harm my image. I think she's the reason why all the players are going missing.
And then, if you take a look at the wall, you'll see 3 missing posters, the names of which match 3 of the developers from Lana's target list. That person she mentions, Gigi, is also a developer, and she has now taken Lana hostage, replacing her with this doppelganger, and not the kind with extra eyes and missing mouths. All of this is to keep the game running smoothly, so people wouldn't suspect she was gone. However, this is slightly confusing. Lana claims that these people are missing because of this doppelganger, but the target list that matches the missing posters came from her diary. Or was that actually the doppelganger's diary? I'm not entirely sure who I'm supposed to be trusting here, but the diary does give us a Roblox user ID that leads us to Lana's Roblox profile. Lana does nails, so we should probably start there. And oh boy, this is where the fun begins. On her page is a link to a YouTube account with a handful of short videos. The first video is called Awakening. A face appears and tells Lana,
How dare you, Lana, spread our plans.
already we're off to a mysterious start. Lana has betrayed whatever this awakening is, I assume by telling us about the doppelganger. In a later video, Ode to Myself, she once again mentions this wretched group, but in the description tells us she's trying to warn us that we are next. Is this trying to take over the game? To replace players with mindless doppelgangers that just follow the rules? I'm so mad that people aren't playing it right. There is one more video, but it doesn't really give us anything new. So I went back to Lana's Roblox page and looked around for more clues. If you look under the Creations tab, you can see that Lana is actually making a game of her own, and it's called Forest. It invites us to view the truth of Lana's story. Given that we're specifically looking for lore, this is an enticing offer, but be warned, this game is nothing like Dress to Impress. A blood red filter covers the screen, eerie music plays in the background, and a human eye is constantly watching you. As you wander through the forest, you can find sentences that tell the story of Lana, that she was diagnosed with a terminal illness that left her and her family in debt, and that she now works in the salon just to get by. Given her diary told us she hates it there so much, I suspect she turned to this awakening group for help. It would be classic cult-like manipulation. They promise her financial support only for them to turn on her when she doesn't fall in line. And I think I might be right, because as you explore the forest, Lana's doppelgangers try to kill you. This is the truth that they want hidden. But if you manage to avoid them, you can find a podium that requires 4 people to open a portal to a maze. Get to the end, and you'll receive a binary code that translates to,
You may have finished your trials, but the evil lurks throughout. This is not the end. There will be chaos.
well, chaos is usually bad, so I suppose we should probably help Lana stop it. Fortunately, when I returned to Lana's page, she had created a group called Salva, which is described as the birth of an uprising, a new dawn where we stand united against the forces of evil. Alright, let's go. Inside the group there were a few subgroups too, one of which is called Coterie, a word that means an exclusive group of persons with a unifying common interest or purpose. Lana is already out here building a rebellion, gathering people through the common goal of exposing the awakening. That is what led her to get locked up in the first place. There's also another group called Missing, and it contains 4 people. But these these aren't the developers, they're just people. These must be the missing people that Lana was referring to in her diary. The ones the Awakening caused to go missing. She was trying to stop others from disappearing by taking out the developers from the Awakening. I'm sorry that I doubted your innocence, Lana. Is what I would say if it wasn't for this missing person's bio. You see, it's not a normal bio like most of them. It contains the Caesar cipher. There are a few small mistakes in the translation, but cleaned up, it says this.
Death was planned by Lana, not evil. The Coteries not just some group to help her, they're her sacrifices.
Ha! I knew it! Cancel my therapy, guys! My trust issues are well-founded! Lana has been convincing us this whole time that she is one of the good guys, that she was taken advantage of by the Awakening, but no! These missing people aren't just missing, they've been sacrificed by the Awakening, and by Lana. She was in on it the whole time. Or so I thought, if it wasn't for Lana's next game, Questionnaire. Here she'd appear for live events to set the record straight. She confirmed some things like how the Awakening lured her in by promising to pay off her financial debts, but as these live streams kept happening, her answers began to contradict that truth. Suddenly, she actually loved the nail salon, which means she probably wouldn't have turned to the Awakening for help in the first place. She also started saying that they weren't evil, but people have been murdered. That's pretty evil. Is she being coerced again? Nope. Red text appeared on screen and said,
Don't believe her, please. That is not the real Lana.
And everyone got booted out of the stream with the reason listed as, I am the real Lana. The Lana we've been talking to was another doppelganger. The real Lana is innocent. But then Questionnaire got an update that added a house with a new version of Lana's diary that said this.
Jayla's eyes are gone. Nicholas's heart is gone. Juice's voice is gone. And Sadie has been taken apart. I pray that this stays private and no one finds out my true intentions with the Sauda. I cannot believe how easy it's been to make these players believe that I am the victim. And now they're all on my side. They will all pay for how they treated me.
So that whole kicking us off to get rid of the doppelganger was also just a stunt. Lana has been playing the victim, making us believe anything bad was a doppelganger working for the Awakening. But really, Lana was the villain behind it all. I tell you, this story's got more twists than an M. Night movie. After this reveal, Lana went full villain mode, executing 3 members of the Coterie live on air. But the last member, Nellie, wasn't going down so easily.
Now what happened to Nicholas and all the people you killed, sacrifice, is going to happen to you?
Seeing through Lana's deceit, Nellie flips the script and kills her instead. Finally, Lana's reign of tyranny and deceit would end. But I'm sure you could all figure out where this is going, right? Once the dust settles, Lana's YouTube account posted a video called The Last Serenade, and it said,
There's still more to come. This time it will be successful because I've opened the gate.
That Lana that was just killed was a doppelganger again. But now she's achieved her goal, which was opening a gate, apparently. The keen-eyed among you will probably recognize it from the Forest game, the gate that needed 4 people to activate it. And we now have 3 dead Coterie members and Lana's dead doppelganger. 4 bodies to help Lana open this new gate. Killing the Coterie members wasn't about protecting her own skin or defending the Awakening. It was always part of her plan, and it's likely why she had sacrificed the first 4 missing victims. But that, ladies and gentlemen, was the end of Chapter 1. And there were 2 major questions that everyone had. What is the portal, and why did Lana need it? Well, before we dive into Chapter 2, here's what I think. Typically, when it comes to cults and sacrifices, portals would be used to summon some kind of evil entity. However, the portal in the forest that looked identical to this new one took us to a new location instead. So, Lana and the Awakening aren't trying to summon something, but go somewhere. Lana's motivations still seem tied to what we saw in her diary. She wants to burn the salon to the ground, and she likely still wants to destroy the devs who made her life so horrible. They designed her boring NPC life. They designed her tragic backstory. And so I suspect whatever lies beyond this portal will help her to achieve that. Maybe she needs to find some demonic monster to bring back and kill everyone. Or maybe this new world has some kind of item that can make her an all-powerful being, able to transcend the game and destroy the devs completely. Maybe it'd even allow her to enter our world. All of this would certainly fit with the culty vibes. But whatever the answer is, I gotta say I'm kinda hooked on this one. I know I've been sighing about the constant back and forth of doppelgangers versus the real Lana, but I'm just really impressed that there's this many twists hidden inside a Roblox runway simulator. So I just wanted to take a minute to say thank you guys for recommending this game to me. I'd have never known about this fascinating experience if it wasn't for you. So please, if you've got recommendations, please do let me know down in the comments below. I love getting exposed to new games, and I especially love covering games that I know that you guys want to see. But I should stop with all this mushy stuff because Chapter 2 is here, so it's time to see if I'm right. After a little bit of time, the Saudade added a new group to its affiliate tab called Plague, showing the same portal that we'd seen in Lana's latest video. But the creator of the group wasn't Lana. It's someone named Agamemnon. Ugh, that is going to be the worst thing to say. I'm gonna call you Aggie. Sound good? At the same time this new group was made, Lana also made a post saying,
Agamemnon, I hear your call. I hear it well. I am following your voice, and perhaps it will lead me to the portal you told me about.
Sounds to me like this guy is trapped on the other side of the portal, in some kind of alternate world or dimension. That's why Lana needs the portal. It's to free him or to be with him. Was this really just a tragic love story this whole time? Saudade does mean the nostalgic longing for a beloved yet absent person. So that kind of makes sense, but her words also feel a bit too culty for me. So we could still be on the right track if he turns out to be some kind of all-powerful demon. And we don't have to wait that long because Lana released another game called The Fortress, and the start of it is on the other side of the portal that Lana had opened. There are words written across the walls like plague, metamorphosis, and I finally feel free. They're written over and over and over again, like the writings of a lunatic trapped in a room for years. So basically me when the new Poppy Playtime ARG dropped. Across the map there are notes from both Lana and Nelly, spelling out that while this is the real Lana, she's basically been brainwashed by the guy she's following. Good old Aggie. This stinks of classic cult leader behavior. A man who gathers others around him to worship him like he's the second coming of Christ, filling people's heads with promises that will all turn out to be lies in the end. Lana isn't in love with this guy, or maybe she is. Cult relationships are kind of weird, but it's more like she sees sees him as her savior and will help her to get revenge on the Salon, which never ends well in these kinds of things. Lana will likely end up betrayed at best or dead at worst. But now, ladies and gentlemen, it's finally time to hear from Aggie himself, because you can find 2 doors that require passwords to enter. The note next to the first one reads, "Call it, open the door, bestow me the truth." So we just repeat that second phrase, bestow me the truth. That leads to a second the walls speak the truth. Well, we saw 3 things written on the walls earlier. Finally, I feel free, metamorphosis, and it's that last one that opens the door. Inside, we find Aggie's helmet and several notes
my experiments and why won't it work? Lana, perfect. I created a new Lana a few days prior, better and stronger.
Aggie has been the one creating the doppelgangers, which makes sense. Thanks to them, Lana deceived everyone and was able to open the gates. But what did he mean by Lana is perfect? Cult leaders like this always have ulterior motives, so what does her being perfect mean for him? Is it that she's the perfect follower? The perfect bride? This has to be important. So I decided to look a little more into Aggie, more specifically his name. And no, not just because it's hard to pronounce. This game has already used a few words with deeper meaning, so I wondered if this would be the same for him. Turns out Agamemnon isn't just a random name. It comes from Greek mythology, specifically the Trojan War. Agamemnon was leading an army to Troy by boat, and during the trip incurs the wrath of the goddess Artemis. He's told that the only way to appease her is to sacrifice his daughter. If he doesn't, then the army will continue to suffer misfortune, most notably a plague, just like the door to Aggie's room says. It asked what is coming, and the answer was a plague. So if a plague is on the way, that would mean that Aggie needs to sacrifice someone to appease whoever he angered. Someone that was perfect. Someone like Lana. But then why bother with the doppelgangers? Well, in some versions of the myth, Agamemnon tries to deceive Artemis with fake offerings, to trick her into thinking he killed his daughter but never really did. That is what the doppelgangers are for. If he can create one that is a perfect copy, then he can sacrifice them and keep Lana alive. Is this guy actually a hero here? Trying to save humanity from a plague and save Lana from her fate? Yeah, no. Another note in the fortress written by Aggie says,
I need to create the perfect doppelganger. Lana will help me, and when all is done, I will get rid of her.
And there it is. Thanks to Lana, he can kill her while also having a perfect doppelganger that has all of her influence while also following his commands. He would have full control of the Saudade and all of the users that are a part of it. At this point, I was feeling pretty good about the story. It felt like we had a backstory, a motive, an idea of where the story was moving towards. That wasn't until I discovered this note hiding behind the bookcase.
It's so easy to manipulate those that are blind to those tactics. I feel bad. I just remember that Lana, the real one, is just a vessel that empowers me.
Okay, so I guess he isn't going to sacrifice Lana? At first, I thought of the vessel as a container, something that stores something else. And given my theorizing in the indie horror scene, I wondered if she was going to become a vessel for someone else's soul. Maybe Aggie's daughter from the Greek myth, or maybe Aggie himself, but it all just felt like too much of a stretch. Outside of the myth, there's been no mention of a daughter, or really anything to do with souls. But then I remembered that vessel has another meaning. It can also be referencing a ship, like Agamemnon used to sail to Troy. Lana isn't going to contain Aggie's spirit. She's just the metaphorical ship that he can use to escape this fortress. She's the one that opened the portal, something he couldn't have done without her. And now she's going to empower him to escape. But how? Well, in one note, he says this.
I consume the parts Lana gives me. My true form will be victorious. I just need more parts to fulfill me.
We heard from Lana's diary that the missing people had their eyes and limbs taken out. Well, this is where they went. Aggie is using them to create his true form so that he can escape this dimension. On Lana's YouTube channel, a new video got posted showing security footage of Aggie and Lana sacrificing the last coterie member, Nelly. But instead of sacrificing her at a live event, Aggie unleashes a monster. We only catch glimpses of it, but it's a very tall and misshapen humanoid body covered covered in eyes and teeth. Aggie remarks to Lana,
Was it not what you were expecting?
"No, Aggie, this is not what any of us were expecting when you said you were making your true form. I was expecting the most shadified Roblox character ever, but instead you went full Vita Carnus on me." But while that reveal was confusing and a little disappointing, there was another reveal in this moment. Lana, out of nowhere, feels regret.
Nelly, I'm so sorry.
In the livestream, she tried to kill Nelly with zero remorse. But in this video, she's apologizing. Later on, Lana begins sacrificing members of the Saudade group, Horizon, a group filled with real Roblox users. But if you look around the room during the stream, you can find some strange text above the chamber door. Another Caesar cipher. And it says,
I'm so sorry. I didn't want to do this to the Horizon, but A made me do it.
This feels like a big shift in her personality. Until now, she's been freely killing people. Anyone that rebelled against Aggie, like the Coterie, easy. But now, Aggie requires innocent people to be sacrificed. But suddenly, his hold on her began to fade. And then, she released one final game, Sanagen's Gallery, which in Swedish means Gallery of Truth. As soon as you start the game, you are met with a list of rules. But the most important rule: everything you see here is true. Lana, the real Lana, is finally giving us her side of things. No more doppelgangers, no more lies, just her. There are a lot of photos of Lana in this gallery, but the deeper you go, you can start to find plaques next to them. Lana, the one who tells the truth, the one you should trust. Lana, the real one, the one that isn't in the chair. Vessel, you'll meet her soon. Apple, once innocent, pure, and serene. Most of these make sense. Lana is telling us the truth here. The Lana in the livestream chairs has always been a doppelganger, and we've talked about how Lana is going to be Aggie's mean of escape, his vessel. But what is this apple thing about? The quote about losing innocence matches the Christian symbolism for apples, the fruit that was eaten by Adam and Eve from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil that made them lose their innocence. However, we've spent a bit of time looking at Greek mythology this episode, so I thought I'd have a look to see if apples had any importance there. And oh boy, do they! Specifically in the story with our good friend Aggie, the Trojan War. The story began because Paris of Troy had to choose Hera, Athena. He ends up choosing Aphrodite, but she actually bribed him by offering him Helen of Sparta as a bride. However, she was already married to none other than Agamemnon's brother, sending the two nations to war with each other. But the thing that forced Paris to choose between the goddesses in the first place was a golden apple that had "to the fairest one" inscribed upon it. It became known as the Apple of Discord. And if you take a look at the badges for the Fortress game, you'll find one called the Judgment of Paris, the same name given to the start of this Greek myth. For Lana to be described here as an apple, it could be referencing her sowing discourse amongst the community. The real Lana having regrets and changing her mind is ruining Aggie's plan. But you know what? I'm gonna take a bit of a swing here and say it's actually something bigger. If the apple is what caused Agamemnon to go to war and endure all that suffering in the myth, what if Lana, as the apple here, is somehow responsible for Aggie being trapped in the first place? Aggie clearly doesn't care for Lana. He calls her a pawn in his game, someone he's okay with getting rid of once their usefulness has stopped. He even questions if she is perfect when he's making the doppelgangers. He doesn't want to use her, but he has to. And looking back through the fortress map, you can find an apple on Aggie's desk with an arrow going through it. He cannot help but telegraph his disdain for her, and yet she is completely unaware. It would also be quite a poetic narrative, having the person who is somehow responsible for getting him trapped there being the only way that he can get out. It is a bit of a leap, I'll admit, but the leap from chapter 1 to 2 was also quite big, so who knows with this series. But there you have it, theorists. After 4 months of waiting, we finally have uncovered the lore of Dress to Impress. The story of a girl fallen on hard times, upset with her lot in life, and sought help from a cult that promised her the world. She was swayed by the charms of its leader, who took her under his wing, using her to make doppelgangers to deceive everyone, sacrificing players to make his perfect perfect form and free him from his prison. Or at least, that's what I think is happening right now. This game is still updating almost daily, which is really impressive, but as a little peek behind the theorist curtain, our scripts are usually written 2 to 3 weeks before you guys ever see a video. So when a game like this is updating so often, it becomes nearly impossible to make a theory that isn't going to get debunked just days after I finish recording. Hi, Future Tom here. That is exactly what happened. There weren't as many updates as I was expecting. Seems they're mainly waiting for the Halloween update, but there was a live stream where Lana clarified one crucial detail, that we were wrong about her being the vessel. Turns out the vessel is that the community is dubbed the Meat Room. I mean, we only thought that Lana was this vessel because, you know, she was literally referred to as the vessel by Aggie. But okay, if this room is the vessel, what does that mean? Well, given all the references to the Trojan War, I think this meat room, this vessel, must have to be related to the famous vessel from that story, the Trojan Horse, something that was able to sneak the Greeks into enemy territory and destroy it. This meat room is the vessel that will transport Aggie from the fortress into the world of Dress to Impress, into his enemy's territory, where his true form will be able to take revenge and destroy everything, just like in the myth. But don't worry, Lana isn't totally useless now. In that weird meat room, a key has also been added, one with the name Lana attached to it. So while she may not be the actual vessel, she's definitely the key to it. In Lana's latest YouTube video, she shows the Dress to Impress world, only now it's dark, red, covered in eyes, and we see another.
I see you, buddy.
This might just win the most ridiculous security guard of 2024. Alexa Naves is a Colombian football security guard, and while she was doing her job, one fan recorded her and posted her on social media, and it quickly became popular. Her video spread like virus on the internet. Seeing this, she decided to make an Instagram account and share her job routine of guarding the pitch. She gained over 3 million followers, which is more than any Colombian League player, and a lot of people started going to matches just to watch her, with some even begging her to arrest them. Although she's become famous and rich, she's still dedicated to her job that she get her BBL for. If you respect her passion, also her BBL, like this video.
Seven days stranded in the cave. Now welcome back to another one, y'all. We got another.
Trends may be beautiful, but looks can be deceiving. We didn't know it yet, but the next 7 days will by far be the hardest of our entire lives. It's gonna get dark in a couple hours. If we don't have a camp, we're screwed, okay?
Do you have any idea where you're going? They got a professional with them. They have to have a professional with them. I refuse to believe they're doing it by themselves.
Looking for flat ground to set up camp. Upon entering the mouth of the cave, we stumbled upon it.
Okay, just playing Minecraft in real life. I seen that. Yo, look. Yo, look. He got that.
Just looking for flat ground to set up camp. Upon entering the mouth of the cave, we stumbled upon an area with high enough elevation to protect us from any flash flooding, meaning that it was perfect for camp.
Perfect is a crazy word.
Good enough is what I would use. Good enough for camp. We spent the rest of day one grabbing our supplies that we were dropped with.
Each one of these bags weighs like 80 pounds.
And as you can see by the footage, we spent around 4 hours.
This is very... very hard to traverse.
Getting through it.
Take your time, it will take your feet behind you a little bit.
All right, I'm getting in the river.
You want to follow the wall around to the
It's so
left.
cold.
You got it, Jimmy.
I don't know if I fit.
Jimmy, I need you to pull yourself
I don't know if I fit. Words that's been said.
up out of the water.
Oh my God! What's crazy about doing this it's so cold. Is when you're completely submerged in freezing cold water, gripping onto the rocks becomes incredibly hard. Oh my gosh, that was crazy. Carl, let's go!
You know, the real MVP is the camera people, bro. Or do they just have cameras on their helmets and that's it?
Keep going! Look how crazy this is, dude.
And even though this obstacle was difficult, it's nothing compared to what's up ahead. Hey, boys, we're now 10% done! Which means we've only scratched the surface of this expedition, and we still have over 2...
Oh, so that means this cave has been explored already, because I'm just now realizing this is the actual map of the cave, which is a little crazy.
2 kilometers remaining to reach the end.
As you can see, it rains in this cave 24/7. So I'm making a chill spot for us to hang out in and not get wet. I wonder what it would look like if I wasn't here to build all this. Pretty sure they'd just be sleeping in a pile on a wet rock.
Probably.
Why is this so difficult?
The worst part is, every inch we go this way is an inch we gotta go that way to get back to camp. Our next... This obstacle may be out of the water. It doesn't make it any easier.
That means it's probably off.
Just straight up, if we didn't have Joel, I'd be dead. And after 3 hours, Joel had some bad news for us.
The water's too high, and we've taken too long for him to turn around for today.
You can't disagree with the safety expert. I disagree. Well, we can't really disagree. It turns out we wasted way too much time filming and playing with flares to the point where we this mission another day.
Sean, we're back! What'd you do while we were gone?
Hopefully nobody gets wet now.
I didn't even know we packed lights.
Yeah, they're awesome, right?
Sadly, we only made it 20% through the cave today. But mark my words, we will go the distance in a future day.
I doubt it. That's not gonna happen.
I might rest on day 4, and then on day 5, try to go all the way to the end of the cave and see what's there. Day 3 was a lot of fun. I'll see you guys tomorrow. And after a third miserable night in the cave, the next morning we only had one thing in mind.
A hot shower would literally save my life right now.
Oh, showering would be awesome.
I haven't showered in 4 days.
There's no showering.
As you can imagine, showering inside a cave isn't easy. We had to hike all the way back to where we were rappelled in to safely reach the riverbed.
Oh my god! I feel my brain. I've never felt my brain like this. My forehead is frostbite. Let's use the drone to dry our heads off. Come here, drone. Oh, brother, stop.
It's actually working.
Yeah, it is working. Who needs a hair dryer when you have a drone?
And after we dried up,
Rich people.
we sat down with Joel to plan our journey. What is this, Joel?
This is the map of the cave.
Last time, we had to stop because of the fast-moving water, but the rains have been slowing, so we might just get a window to reach the end by tomorrow.
Dude, this is about to be wild.
First, we'll need to pass some of those same rapids from yesterday, dive off massive cliffs, and avoid jagged rocks. And if we will finally make it to the beautiful glowworm chamber.
Don't tell us what that looks like. I want us to be surprised.
Do you think we're gonna make it?
Nah, let's not play that game. We're all gonna make it.
With tomorrow's plan thoroughly mapped out, we rested up and made feastable s'mores to regain our energy.
Everyone cheers. Yippee!
Oh, Joel's about to have his first feast.
Never, ever waste time to try to plug Feastables.
S'more.
All right, Joel, be honest.
Joel approves?
Joel approved.
Why didn't we whip this chocolate out earlier? This just got like 10 times more fun. Guys, for real, if you've never tried s'mores with Feastables, you're really missing out. Tomorrow, we're gonna explore the entire cave. We'll see you guys then. So we tried to sleep as much as we could and prepare for tomorrow's journey to the end of the cave. We're about to embark on one of the most dangerous journeys of my life. Because of our experience from day 3 and focusing less on filming, we were able to make progress way faster. Woo! This water's cold.
Just like the other day, bro.
Nice, bro. Easy.
And to ensure our best chance of survival, in addition to Joel, we brought another survival expert with us.
This is where we had to stop on day 3. How we doing? We're making much better time.
Behind us, it's pitch black. Where do we go?
This area gets narrow, the current's strong, so we're gonna use the walls and kind of climb our way along. Yep, through we go.
Oh god.
Yeah, jump for that first rock. There's a couple of good rocks around the corner as well you can get a hand onto.
It's so dark down here.
There's no bottom right now. My feet aren't touching the ground right now.
Because we couldn't reach the ground, this meant that if we let go now, we could get swept away by the strong current directly beneath us.
Joel, what are we doing? I would go into here if you can. That's a good one.
I don't know how they do it.
You got it. You got it.
Notice how there's nobody who's
yourself in there, and it's gonna get way just worse.
Yo, I don't know.
This might be the most insane thing we've ever done. And we're now approaching our first serious obstacle.
So basically, the water's recirculating, so if you fall in, it takes you to the bottom, and it keeps you there.
If we fall, we would die.
Yeah. Okay, so death is on the table?
This is just not what I thought I was signing up for.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, correct.
Caving, it's a lot harder than I thought.
You can tell how strong this river is because it created this entire cave. And fun fact, we're not as strong as a cave. I'm barely as strong as a human.
Well, fortunately,
I forgot all about erosion.
for us. Rather
I was like, wait, how did the water create? And I was like, oh yeah.
than Carl leading this expedition, we've got the literal Avenger Joel. And just to prove how much of an expert he is, this man literally flexed on us by jumping off a cliff. Oh my god. You're crazy!
Isn't that crazy? Surely one of you guys are keen? I'm crazy!
No, you want to do that.
What are you talking about? I'm doing it right now, baby. Let's go, Joel!
Guys, be back!
After everything. This ain't that scary for me. 3.
Nah, that's the man that sees some things.
2, 1.
Leg broke.
You doing it? No, we gotta keep going or we won't hit the end. Oh my god.
Can we go downstream? Why are we always fighting the current?
I might just start drifting away. I might just give it up.
There are sharp rocks underneath the water. It cannot save you, so watch your step.
Oh my god. But
That scares me, bro.
It's getting deep again.
Had you get cut, and then the survivor guy's like, okay, now that you've been cut, Mike, there's sharks in the water.
I need to put my feet on. And if the sharp rocks weren't enough of a challenge, it seems like with every step we took. Oh, bro, I can't see anything. This is terrifying. The caves became darker. And ruthless enough that we began to question if we could even get to the finish line. Awesome. This game is about to get a lot harder, and I have something I need to show all of you. Joel, can I see your bag? Thank you. You know what you've been carrying? What have I been carrying? The brand new Mr. Beast Lab Swarm. I'll be honest, guys. As you can see, because of what I've been going through for the past 5 hours, I'm clearly in no shape to tell you about this right now. And so, a month after we filmed this, I built an entire cave set, threw on my Future Jimmy name tag, and then said, hey, Future Jimmy here, and I'm going to tell you about my brand new toy line of Mr. Beast Lab Swarms. It's a collectible toy line with over 119 uniquely designed...
Yo, my boy got toys now.
characters that you can collect. And the coolest part is, to find out which character you got, you pour
he's really just he's a mad genius, bro.
Water into this tube, shake it up, and the swarms will appear in front of your very eyes. And to demonstrate the product, I made this giant life-size version of the swarms tube. Fill the tube with water. You won't need this much water. This is just a giant tube. All right. And now that this is filled with water, Mac's gonna give it a little shakeage. Oh. Is it shaken up enough? I think it's shaken up enough. Then you pour out the water, do the honors, Joel. And out of the water will be revealed which 2 swarms you got. This is the rarest one, the Hyperchrome, that I only made 1,000 of. Joel, you can have it. You can have that. I only have 2. And we didn't just stop with the swarms, we also made these action figure panthers that are in these briefcases, and this mutator that, just like the swarms, has a really cool reveal when you buy it. Where do I buy them? I'm glad you asked. Mr. Beast Lab toys are now available everywhere in the world you buy toys. They're all out now. Go give them a try. And after brutal trekking throughout the cave, we found
Welcome to the glowworm chamber. Whoa!
Holy crap.
That is crazy. Dude, this doesn't look like it's
all the ones you see here are actually tiny bioluminescent glowworms. That kind of looks like the Milky Way galaxy. Wow. At this moment, this view, honestly, made that trek worth it. While making it to the glowworms was definitely one
Sleep though, just worried with them being gone so long.
The trip back is way easier because we're just floating with the current. Now, because you guys have already seen the trip, we're going to expedite the way back. But seriously, this whole journey took so long. We crossed into day 6 before reaching camp.
I was starting to get worried. Happy day 6. Day 6, let's go.
All we had energy to do was thaw out by the fire and finally eat some food. That was a very... Or later today. It is day 6. Yeah, maybe today? I don't know. Despite being physically obliterated from our excruciating I was really struggling. Yeah. I spent 7 days in solitary confinement, 7 days buried alive, 7 days on the raft. And I'm gonna be honest, I think this is harder than all of those. You're constantly sweaty and cold. cold. I just keep hitting my body on these hard rocks and it hurts. 90% of the time, this cave is miserable.
Can you see me?
That's cool. Nice flashlight.
Yeah, it's your friends that make it all worth it. That's, yeah.
From conquering rapids 300 feet. When me and the boys are laughing in our hammocks, all the misery is worth it. Because when you're in good company,
noises.
this wet, cold, rocky, miserable cave can easily transform into
They have production for me.
We cannot.
Very inspiring for me when I return to my main channel. It's been 8 years. I'm never returning.
Leave until everything is picked up. And when I say everything, I mean everything.
Let's get out of here. And after our journey back to the mouth of the cave,
Oh, it looks so good up there.
we had one more surprise for Joel.
And before we head out, Joel, as a show of gratitude, we got you 50,000 New Zealand dollars. So it's 10 grand for every human you didn't let die.
Oh gosh, thanks so much, Joe.
We love you, Joel! And now that we got that out the way, let's leave. Woo! After 7 long days, we're finally leaving!
Wow.
I don't know.
Well, that was Mr. Beast. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, comment. Yeah, bro. I see y'all next time, bro.
Go on now. Lay down the beat for me.
Oh, hi.
At the Korean's house, like at least get the banner proxy in the game where I'm going to play it. My laptop is on the yeah, so I got my paper with the character the language here, like Ukrainian language. That's what I'm saying. Well, thanks. Alright, so well, bro, so they just told me a girl with the random reaction and he showed and he told me that, and that's not even funny, but it's funny for him. Yeah, look at this. It's Endo, real Endo.
Yeah, think it's also open the door.
Hey bro, it doesn't even open anymore. So yeah, after that match, I'll just check my battle pass, and then I'll stop playing it to chill my PC, my laptop to make sure it's hot. So the laptop is like I don't wanna make it hot. See there? It's no point in this game. Am I gonna just show a review of it today? Since I get the reindeer with Phantom Foxes right now. After I get to 5,000, I can find out a scare. Nice places. Bang. Bang. Because I even forgot to add 0. Oh no. Oh, why did my brother swing to me? I see my voice right there. Yeah. Come on. I think my voice isn't look that bad. Doesn't look that bad anyways. I thought bunnies with the plasma tear. Can you turn off my mic? itself, but my PC turned off automatically when my laptop was fucking hot. Oh, yeah, I was watched that like. Right. I'll be right back.